interesting conversation there with Mrs. Andre, and it was beautiful. And well, joining us right here on the couch is the Emmanuel Ikubese. He's a Nollywood actor, filmmaker, model, and well, so much more. And of course, he's here to talk about his
acting craft, as well as the project you're currently working on. It's good to have you here in the studio.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I mean, you look good.
Oh, thank you. And you look good as well.
Thank you.
The Nollywood industry is not stressing you yet.
I mean, we try not to let it get to us, basically. It's very demanding. It's a very demanding industry, but you have to find a way to understand what you're doing in the industry. It's when you cross the line of trying to force that relevance, then you find yourself doing a whole lot of things that that wears you out, drains you.
And then you're not making any meaning.
And then you might make that buzz, which a lot of people like. Okay. But for me, I just want to be known as an actor who's good at what he does, as an actor, as a filmmaker, and I'm okay to buzz whenever I have something that makes sense, to release, not just because I just want to be trending or I just want people to talk about me at the time.
All right, great.
Let's take a walk down memory lane of as far back as when you became Mr. Nigeria, and particularly that moment when you almost became Mr. World, because you were the first runner for the Mr. World competition back then. I think it was 2014.
2014.
Yes.
Yeah.
At that moment, what was running through your mind?
I say this. First of all, it was an immense privilege for me to even represent Nigeria, at the Mr. World. It's been a childhood dream. I don't know I don't know, but for me, I'd always wanted to represent Nigeria at something. Probably will not play football or basketball or be, an athlete like Toby, Amusan, who is doing great stuff. But the platform came using what I know how to do best, as a model at the time, right? And so just wearing that honor of a Nigerian representing Nigerian at a global platform that had so many other people representing their country and actually coming second and being the first African till date to get to that, that sport. It's an honor for me to do that. I just feel like even what we do with Nollywood and the film and music industry, it's always a privilege to be a carrier of the Nigerian flag and making Nigeria proud globally, right? Because, we get a lot of negative, feedbacks from, about Nigeria. Our politicians sometimes are not trying. We're hearing certain things about people scamming, so for us to use what we know how to do best and put Nigeria on the map for good reasons and cause people to talk about us for this positive, reasons. For me, I'm being a part of that. And being a single person to represent Nigeria at a platform like that was such an immense, was a great honor for me. And coming second and being, first runner-up and Mr. World Africa and the first Africa to still hold that position was a great privilege for me. Yeah.
Amazing.
Watching your journey, transitioning from modeling into the, Nollywood industry.
Yeah.
One can tell that you're very strategic with the sort of roles and, movies that you've been in. So starting off with, MTV Base, you were Femi, and that sort of, brought you into prominence, brought you into the spotlight for a while. Yeah. And we didn't see you in a lot of movies. And then, bam, Flatmates. We saw you there again. And then, it was like you just went into thin air. We didn't see you again. And then learning that, you went into filmmaking, filming in, Uganda. Yeah. Talk to us about, what it was like filming in a country outside of, Nigeria, the challenges that you had to face as a filmmaker.
So first of all, to try to summarize all you've asked me, yes, you use the word strategic. I try to be as strategic as I can, right? As an actor, if you're not, you find yourself doing everything and then you don't hold that much weight or value, right? So I try to find roles that depict or show the range of my versatility as an actor. So it got to a point, I actually intentionally wanted a project like Flatmates because I felt like I was getting the same roles. Either you're playing a toy boy, or you're playing a husband, a good husband, or a bad husband, or breaking girls' hearts, whatever. I thought I wanted to show that I could do something different completely. And when I got the opportunity with the Basket Mouth and Coyote Peters to be on Flatmate, that showed that I could do something completely different. And that also changed changed me in a whole lot of ways, because I learned a lot and added that to what I had before. Helped me with being more spontaneous. I mean, working with these guys, you had to be. And one of the things that did for me as well was help me with getting on with my writing. So a lot of people don't know that. I mean, I used to be head of drama department at church, so I used to come up with dramas and all that. But on Flatmate, it was the first time I got the opportunity to do it from a professional level. So I got the opportunity to write certain episodes on the show. And then we started to do writers' conference, and I was being a part of all that. And that just gave me the confidence and the boost to feel like, wow, I can really take this to the next level. And that's where Uganda came in. That was my first created show, produced, wrote, and directed as well. And what that also did for me was every other thing that I've been taking as an experience from set was what I was able to put that into the show I did in Uganda. Uganda gave me the platform. In Nigeria, people barely give you that first time to do something. Uganda gave me that opportunity to do it. And working there was completely different for me, but it helped me understand a certain space on how things work. And like I said, all that, when you bring that into your experience box, it's something, it helps you become even better in whatever it is that you do. And for me, I went to school in Kenya. Pan-Africa is something that I'm always passionate about. So a lot of my projects are around that aspect of making Pan-African films or trying to expand Africa, through telling stories that just make it feel like we are one, basically. And that's what it's about for me as a film.
Chadala, I believe that's
Chadala.
Chadala,
Yes.
that's how it's pronounced.
Yeah.
It's real.
Yes.
Now, what exactly was it about?
Okay, so also another aspect for me as a filmmaker is using film or storytelling to shed light on certain issues that affect our society, right? And Chadala was one of that. I think it was just because as an actor, being a part of MTV Sugar, I saw the impact of media and storytelling when we're talking about HIV and AIDS.
Highlighting issues.
Yes. So I just felt like that kind of impacted me in a positive way. And I thought, crossing over into the aspect of filmmaking, I want to be able to do this. So Chadala was that first project that I was able to do. It was on HIV and AIDS, teenage pregnancy, rape, domestic violence, absentee parenting, all sort of issues that I felt like we need to box into a show and truly bring into the limelight. And that's what we did. And it won lots of awards in Uganda, from the film in itself to actors getting recognized even at their own schools and institutions.
You sound really passionate.
Yeah,
about this.
it does.
And especially the fact that, I'm just even wondering, are you still a model?
I won't. No, I don't. I mean, I think you cross over at some point. Modeling is you're doing the catwalk a lot. I mean, that's when I was younger, but now I call it more like representing.
So you've been doing your hand a lot like this. Yeah. And I've been wondering what happened to Anita. I'm not seeing the ring. Did something go on? I know 2019 you got engaged.
It was 2019 got married 2020, but of course, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows that it ended in 2021. Unfortunately, it did. So it's been about 3 years now, and for me, I've even moved past that.
Is there anyone in the picture?
By God's grace, yes, there's someone, but I'm taking my time to just, like I always say, it's important that before people get into relationships, they understand certain aspects of what it is that they need, to heal. Or, I always feel like to heal people make better relationships.
I agree with you.
So
I agree
for
with
me, I
you.
just want to take my time to get into that space.
There's so much about you that we really need to talk about, but we have to go now. I know we have the Emmanuel Ikubese Foundation, the Inzigo project, currently, which you have currently ongoing at the moment. But we'll talk about that in the kitchen. But let's head over to the kitchen. We have our chef who's made something sumptuous for you. I know you models, they like to keep it healthy.
Keep it healthy, yeah.
Anyway,
It's no longer